What's that old phrase, trust but verify? It's a good policy, but unfortunately trust can be hard to come by, and when it runs short, the old adage has a counterpart: control and blame. Let's talk about bosses. What makes a good boss? A good boss sees themselves as a servant to the people they're responsible for. Their role is to facilitate, to make sure that everyone is comfortable with their responsibilities, and then to stay out of the way. At least until their workers have a problem that they need help demolishing. They trust their employees and verify constantly that everything is running smoothly. And if it isn't, they figure out what resources are needed to put things right. Trust, but verify. What makes a bad boss? Sure, there's the useless boss that does nothing but collect a paycheck. But the far worse boss is the one in everyone's business at all times. They have no trust. Sometimes that's because the trust they had was taken advantage of, and as a reaction they tightened their grip and tried to keep control of the situation. Sometimes they just never had any trust at all. They just need to be in control. The embodiment of trust but verify may be phrased as a question. Is everything going all right? And if not, is there anything I can do to help? A boss in control would never ask that question. They're already assuming that everything constantly needs fixing. Instead, when something goes wrong, it isn't an obstacle to be overcome. Someone just screwed up. The question is who? Who's to blame, and who should be punished? I think the notion of trust but verify is incredibly important, and it's certainly something I'd like to talk about more. But this series is about education, and specifically standardized testing. So, are standardized tests used as a tool to verify trust? Or are they used as a tool for control and blame? Well, are they used to see who needs help with what, so that that help can be provided? Maybe sometimes, but honestly they're largely used to see who's to blame, who needs to be punished, who needs to be rewarded. This is a control mechanism. It isn't about trust, and it isn't about helping schools and teachers fulfill their responsibilities. I believe that this application of tests to control and blame is one of the main reasons for the negative reaction that standardized testing gets from teachers, students, and administrators. They see them as disruptive because ultimately the tests are not for them. They are against them. But they don't have to be. Standardized tests absolutely could have a profoundly positive impact on education. If standardized tests were designed as tools for teachers, they could be both useful in the classroom and helpful as a means of identifying student progress and general academic success. They could be integrated into the classroom in a helpful and informative way, rather than being disruptive, exhausting, and subtracting from the academic experience of students. It's a matter of how they are applied. I've said that many times now. Standardized tests aren't to blame. It's how we use them. This implies that there's a better way to use standardized tests, and I haven't talked about what that might look like. I think at this point I've laid a fairly solid foundation for starting to have that exact discussion. So in upcoming videos, I'm going to talk more about how exactly we could use standardized tests. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe and comment with insightful thoughts. Thank you for watching.